Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Play King's Quest VI with the Sound Canvas. Now, I realize that I've already technically failed in my attempt to get the fewest number of points because back in the first two episodes, episodes 1 and 2, I got some items that weren't necessary for this pass. So, but I'm going to try to get as few points as possible from now on. So anyway, last time we got past the guards of this island known as the Sense Gnomes, and now we can explore it. And let's go this way. Oh yeah, and a warning, there's lots of wordplay involved, just so you know.
The tail end of this island is a riotous scramble of books, sand, and a spider's web.
And here we see the first instance. If I can click on one of these, it's kind of difficult.
Little bees buzz around the books as though the pages were laden with the sweetest pollen. Maybe they're spelling bees.
Oh, here you go.
The tail end of the...
No, the books.
Piles of stacked books, looking ready to topple at any moment, have been arranged haphazardly on the sandy ground.
Uh-huh. Let's take a closer look.
What do you think you're doing?
I'm sorry. I didn't realize these books had an owner. I'm in need of a rare book.
No owner? All books have owners, my good man. And this book owner, bookworm to you, wouldn't part with one of his books for anything.
Isn't there something I can do for you to pay for the book?
Let's see. Do you have an itinerant clause?
No. No clauses at all, I'm afraid.
As an exception, you always should!
Don't mind oxymoron and diphthong. They're fairly limited grammatical principles, you know. Let's see. A marsh pig that does Texas?
No. I'm afraid not.
A dangling participle?
I'm fresh out.
A purple fiddle whacker?
No, I don't think so. Sorry.
An idiosyncrasy, perhaps?
Afraid not.
Ha! Then what good are you?
Well, keep an eye out for those things. Let's take a look at this spider.
Wow. Hiya, gorgeous. What a luscious-looking hunk of flesh you are.
Thank you, I guess. Who are you?
How charming of you to pretend not to know. I'm Black Widow, of course. The femme fatale of all femme fatales. Know what I mean? You know, I was just thinking it was time I found my 50th, another husband. It would be quite a horror, an honor to have me as a bride. Just look at my beautiful weaving. It's so light, so delicate. You'll never want to leave my little nest.
It is a lovely web, but my heart is elsewhere, I'm afraid.
Oh, drat! The loss is yours. I'm sure you'll change your mind once you consider the advantages.
Yeah, sure. Well, let's, no. I can't. That's odd. I can't get to the... to this window? Okay, well, I just go to this screen. And now,
Oh, so there you are, handsome. What can I do for you now?
well, let's do a very dumb thing.
Alexander reaches out to touch the Black Widow.
Ah, how sweet the matrimony. I knew you'd change your mind.
Alexander feels the sharp prick of the Black Widow's teeth. Then, a strange burning sensation.
Ah, a widow again.
I like that little musical coda.
Tickets up. Next.
Why do you think they call her a widow?
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, so there you are, handsome.
And so forth.
That scrap of paper blew into my web from those books over there. The wind just thinks it can deposit anything here.
Yeah, well, let's see if we can get a hold of it.
Alexander reaches out to grab the scrap of parchment.
After my goods, are you? What a greedy little man you are.
Alexander feels the sharp prick of the Black...
That's what you get for preferring that old scrap of paper to me.
Tickets up. Next.
Why do you think they call her a widow?
Okay. So, yeah. We don't actually need that scrap of paper this time around, but obviously we will need it. We're getting full points. The best ending. Yeah, let's explore the rest of the island. Lots of stuff here.
The Isle of Wonder swamp oozes with muck, moss, and mud. Crickets and frogs sing an endless serenade, and the green filtered light adds to the sense of dampness here. A mushy swamp lies just off the path. It doesn't look like very good swimming.
No, that's for sure, as we'll see shortly.
The fertile swamp is dense with moss-covered trees. A stick is stuck in the middle of the swamp.
Can we say anything?
Alexander sees no point in trying to talk to that stick in the swamp.
No. And what about this?
A tough old log lies to the left of the path. The fallen log has a good-sized knot or bump. That bump on the log does not look particularly conversational to Alexander.
No.
A large tree stretches knotted limbs out over the swamp. Part of the tree's trunk is shaped like the face of a dog. Why, it must be a dogwood tree.
Uh-huh.
The Isle of Wonder.
Uh,
A cluster of cattails flourishes near the muck of the swamp.
Good day, thou most feline of fronds.
Alexander decides to pet the soft-looking cattails. Zounds, what a racket. So much for stirring up those cattails. Milkweed thrives near the mucky swamp. Small bottles filled with milk grow on it like fruit. Alexander takes a bottle of milk from the milkweed bush. Apparently, the dogwood tree doesn't like Alexander standing that close.
However,
My dear tree, is it true that your bark is worse than your bite?
apparently so. Ah, let's save. Always a good idea anyway. This game has a tendency to crash sometimes. Now let's try taking a swim.
The swampy bog sinks beneath Alexander's weight. He feels himself being sucked slowly but firmly down into the muck. As the marshy water fills Alexander's mouth, he thinks that although he'd always wanted to try a mud bath, this is hardly what he had in mind.
Tickets out. Next.
Do you ever get that sinking feeling?
These are pretty, these jokes are not that great. There are some good ones, but, alright, next screen.
Alexander is standing in a delectable garden. Nestled in the bright green grass are colorful plants growing in orderly clusters. Some of their curious faces peer up at Alexander from the sides of the path. The garden ends at a speckled gate. Unless Alexander is mistaken, those plants must be baby's tears.
Hello. Aren't you a bunch of fine-looking young plants?
Apparently, the baby's tears haven't learned to talk yet. Alexander doesn't want to pick the baby's tears. They may not be done growing.
No kidding.
Vines of sweet ripening tomatoes climb up little wooden posts.
Good day, tomato vines.
Good morning.
Alexander takes a close look at the tomato on the ground. It appears to be darker than those on the vines.
What are you staring at there, boy? Go away, you rootless thing, you! Yeah!
Yep, that tomato is definitely rotten. Is that lettuce growing in the garden? It looks a little chilled. Why, it must be iceberg lettuce.
Oh yeah, we will need this this guy in the second playthrough, but not now. Anyway, let's pick this up.
Alexander picks a head of iceberg lettuce.
Ye gads! Is that cold?
Alexander is carrying a full head of a queer-looking lettuce made of ice. The lettuce is rapidly melting. The iceberg lettuce is cold, wet, and not good eating. To the right of the path is a little coffee table. A colorful array of snapdragons stand guard to one side of the path.
Good day, snapdragons.
The snapdragons don't seem inclined to communicate with anyone. The wallflowers look terribly shy.
Greetings, ladies. How charming you look today.
The wallflowers are too shy to talk to Alexander. An elegant padded chair provides a cushy seat from which to enjoy the lively garden. There appears to be a hole in the garden wall. Through the hole in the wall, Alexander sees a land that resembles a giant chessboard. Wow, it really is a hole in the wall. Zounds, those wallflowers sure are shy, and the snapdragons are awfully protective of them. Alexander can't even get close to the wallflowers without causing quite a stir.
Well, we'll need that hole in the wall, so let's see if we can get a hold of it.
Alexander decides to pick up the hole in the wall. A hole in the wall could be a very useful thing. Alexander startled the poor thing. It's run off to hide behind the wallflowers.
Guess not.
Clinging vines climb the garden wall.
Uh-huh.
What curious clinging vines are on this wall?
We know we're fascinating, but no one ever visits us. We're lonely.
That's too bad.
We just want to be liked. We just want to be hugged. We've been clinging to this wall, but he's gotten boring.
I see. Perhaps you should find a new place.
Don't be stupid. We're clinging vines, not particularly mobile.
No, I don't suppose so. Well, good luck.
Those grapes look awfully sour. Alexander addresses the grapes.
Why are you so sour, if you don't mind my asking?
Well, we'll tell you. How would you like to have the possibility of being made into wine hanging over your head? And then there's our neighbors, the clinging vines. All they do all day is whine about the Ivy League social climbers that never call. It's really just no fun at all.
That's too bad. Well, I hope things start looking up.
Thanks a lot.
Time to save again. Let's take a closer look at these vines.
Alexander decides to examine the vines on the wall more closely.
Come closer! We like you!
I, appreciate your enthusiasm. But I'm really not interested.
Don't leave us! We like you!
Tickets out. Next.
Just want to be loved by you.
And what about the sour grapes?
Alexander gets closer to the sour grapes.
Back off, bucko!
Oh, excuse me.
Well, not so bad.
A curiously speckled gate marks one end of the garden.
Let's go in.
Alexander is standing at the edge of a strange land with rolling checkered hills. Two chessboard knights stand before the marble entrance, guarding a path which wanders like a ribbon into the velvety hills. The entrance to Chessboard Land consists of a stepped marble bridge with astonished-looking pillars. A red chess knight stands at the top of the marble steps. A noble white chess knight stands at the top of the marble stairs.
Now let's see if we can go in.
Checkmate! Only chess pieces allowed in Chessboard Land? That's right. Humans aren't allowed in and never will be. Stay out!
I must insist, Your Highness. I shall send a lump of coal to the Vizier and the Princess as a present for their wedding, and that's the end of it.
And I suppose you'll leave me with only this stupid spoiled egg to send, Your Highness. I want to impress the new king and queen of the realm as much as you do. As queen of this island, I have every right to that lump of coal.
Who isn't queen of this isle? The lump of coal is in my possession. Therefore, I shall do as I please with it. Besides, there's nothing wrong with that spoiled egg.
The egg, though delightfully spoiled, is not nearly so valuable as the lump of coal, and you know it. Your Highness always got to carry the singing stone. It's not fair that you get the coal, too.
That doesn't count. The singing stone was stolen by that horrid beast. I should get to keep the coal just because my stone was stolen.
It wasn't your stone. It belonged to the Isle of Wonder treasury. Your Highness always thinks that everything is hers.
Excuse me, my good man, but could you settle an argument for us?
Which of us should get to carry the coal and which the egg? Remember, white is the color of deserving truth and virtue.
Quiet, Your Highness, and let him make up his own mind. I, for one, shall be more proper, and not even mention the fact that red is the color of love.
I'm sorry, Your Majesties. I'm partial to both red and white, but I'm afraid that I don't know how to solve your problem. One of you will just have to be gracious and allow the other the lump of coal.
What a ridiculously stupid idea.
Quite ludicrous.
He was a lot of help, wasn't he?
Oh, yes. Obviously a man of high intelligence. The lump of coal goes much better with my gown anyway. Black and red are imperial colors.
That's the silliest thing I ever heard. Red does not go with anything, being much too self-conscious. White is the perfect accompaniment to any color.
So as you might have guessed, the Isle of Wonder is sort of based on the two most famous works of Lewis Carroll, Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass. The first part that we've seen that we can actually get to is kind of has the feel of Wonderland, whereas Chessboard Land is more firmly based on Through the Looking Glass. So anyway, looks like the Red Queen dropped her scarf here. So let's take a look.
The Red Queen has dropped her scarf on the steps.
Yeah. Can we pick it up?
Alexander picks up the Red Queen's scarf.
Yeah, we'll need that. But, just to be polite, we'll try to return it.
I found a red scarf. I believe the Red Queen dropped it.
The Red Queen is always dropping her scarves. She thinks it's fashionable. Keep it, and consider yourself honored.
And I also neglected to do this, talk to them, which gives some useful information.
Excuse me, what land lies beyond?
What land? Chessboard Land, you knave!
I see. And is Chessboard Land part of the land of the Green Isles?
It is the home of the Red and White Queens, rulers of the Isle of Wonder, fairest of the islands that owe loyalty to the king of the land of the Green Isles. But perhaps not for long.
What do you mean?
What is the purpose of unity with the great king and queen dead? The princess is worth serving, but the feud with the other isles is strong.
So yeah, there's that thing about the queen said that the beast stole their singing stone. So that will become important eventually. And we've explored the whole island. Oh, and
Alexander is carrying what little remains of a head of iceberg lettuce. The lettuce is rapidly melting.
yeah, eventually it will be gone. Let's go back to
Alexander pulls out.
the Isle of the Crown.
Alexander.
And see what's going on. Oh, this is interesting.
Alexander doesn't remember that sign being on the wall before. He decides to take a closer look. It's a proclamation. It reads, "Citizens rejoice, announcing the royal wedding and coronation of Wazir Abdul al-Hazred and Princess Kasima.
Oh no!
For reasons of security, the wedding will not be open to the public. Long live the new king and queen of the land of the Green Isles." Alexander feels his stomach lurch and his brow sweat. Wedding? Coronation? If he didn't do something soon, Kasima would become another man's wife.
Well, this is not good. We've got to figure out how to stop this. Let's take a look over here. There's that girl again.
Are you out here again? Have you finished the chores I gave you?
Yes, stepmother. The house and the stables are clean.
Then start polishing the silverware! Do I have to tell you everything?
Yes, stepmother. Right away.
Nothing really important, just more dialogue. Show how, well, wicked the stepmother is. Let's see, how's the lettuce doing?
All that remains of the iceberg lettuce is a rapidly evaporating puddle of green water.
Okay,
Alexander feels
quick stop back to the Isle of Wonder. And wait for this to evaporate. And it's gone. So let's get another one.
Alexander picks a head of iceberg lettuce.
Ye gads! Is that cold?
Yeah. And this actually solves a problem on another island.
Alexander feels...
What's this?
There's an odd little creature dangling from that tree branch.
Hello, friend. Aren't you an odd-looking little fellow?
I'm not odd-looking, you are.
Yoda?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you could speak.
Speak not. Funny is, speech I am and nothing but.
You speak strangely, friend.
Strange, my speech is not. Eloquence I speak with.
But who are you? And why are you here?
Away I fly my home from. Lost I am, therefore. As my name too, can you guess not? It's what I do this branch with, and the way I speak of.
Dangling preposition? That's what it sounds like.
If you're lost, perhaps I can take you home.
Take me home too? Think not I do. Know you I do not.
Oh.
Are you sure you don't want me to try to find your home?
Trust you I do not. Stay here I will.
Well, if you listen to this music, it should sound familiar. It was played on the Isle of Wonder, where on the screen with the bookworm. So there's a relation there. Let's show this sentence.
Alexander holds the sentence out to the creature.
This sentence seems in need of an ending. Perhaps you could finish it?
Where are you going? Where are you going? Know what I do? Where are you going to? Like you I do. Go I with you.
Well, that was certainly interesting. It looks like Alexander now has a passenger.
Take me home to.
Yeah. Let's,
The mechanical knight...
no.
Thanks, no. Me want it not.
Me want it not. That's an odd line. Okay, what we have to do here is take the iceberg lettuce and throw it into the pond.
Hoping to cool down the boiling pond, Alexander throws in a head of iceberg lettuce. The pond's water slowly stops boiling, cooled by the ice. It still looks hot, but bearable.
Now we can get to this.
Alexander decides to brave the steaming pond.
Ouch! Ow! Ooh, 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 ouch!
The pond is no longer boiling, but it's hardly bathwater. Alexander takes the old hunter's lamp from the tree. Alexander is carrying an old, battered hunter's lamp. The lamp is empty.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Alexander rubs the lamp, but nothing happens.
Oh, okay. Let's go further in.
As Alexander continues down the path, he gets the strange feeling that he's being watched.
What, you mean
Come
by
on
this?
over here and see what I'm doing with these flowers. Never mind that stone fella on top of the gate. He won't hurt you any. He's just there to scare you.
A stone archer sits atop the lintel of the gate like a silent guardian.
I'm Alexander of Daventry. Who are you?
What difference does it make? Just come on over here. I'll tell you my life history if you still want to hear it.
I don't know. Well, might as well save. Gardener. Sure, let's go in.
Gotcha this time. Tickets. Oh. Next.
That move was slightly erroneous.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I don't trust you. Oh, let's pick this up.
Alexander picks up the brick.
Come on through, I say. I can show you a path through the forest.
No, I don't think so. No, I'm just gonna stand here. Still standing here.
Look, there's no point in hanging out here all day. I can show you the wondrous castle that lies in the middle of the island. Don't be so timid.
No, still gonna stand here. You probably know who he is already. If you don't realize it, well, you will in a few seconds.
You aren't gonna listen to me, are you? Well, we'll just see about that.
That's odd. The gardener just disappeared.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna cut it off here. So, in the next part, keep trying to progress. So, see you then. Bye.